Coming, all right.
Otherworldculture.com. That's what she said.com.
What the hell?
An Umpire and a Vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 1998 BASEketball and the 2008 Quarantine. Starring Jennifer Carpenter, Jenny McCarthy, Jay Hernandez, Trey Parker, Steve Harris, and Matt Stone. Now two guys who are getting it to the age where an all-nighter means they didn't get up to go pee. Tim Crutchman and Jeff Miller.
That's been true for a while. Oh, my, Jeff. We're back.
And we're
front.
back.
And here's the thing. I'm still really good looking, and you're you. So I'm really happy to be on tonight's show.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, I am. If it wasn't for this show, I don't know what I would do.
Okay, well, you wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
You know, at one point, I remember you told me that you taught chimpanzees how to play billiards.
Did I?
In South America.
I did.
By utilizing specially flavored bananas and infinite seeds. That's what I heard.
You know what? You're right. Did anybody else hear this? I saw this on TikTok this week. There's blue bananas in Hawaii. Blue bananas.
Those are just bananas that don't get sex.
They taste.
That's what I've heard.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I gotta give you credit.
For the folks that don't watch all the time.
Watch what?
Our program. You remember we started a program? Remember those numbers?
You know what? We should be televised.
We are.
No, but I mean on an actual like WVTV channel 24.
Well, try harder. Anyway, I'm a horror fan, so obviously I watch sports movies.
Yep.
He's a sports fan.
Yep.
So I assign him horror movies.
Right.
He wins every week because he gets to see fantastic horror films while I am subjected to dreck like this week's stinkeroo. BASEketball.
Well, I know where this is going already.
Jeff
Great.
got the fantastic film event Quarantine.
I'll try not to
my
spoil.
brother wouldn't even watch with me.
He wouldn't? Wait,
no.
wait. Why wouldn't he?
I don't know, and he's not in the chat room, so...
Oh my God! I handled Quarantine. I did. It was 12 noon in the afternoon. All the shades were open, and everything. But I watched it.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about...
Are we really getting into it right away?
We are.
There's no ping pong back and forth yet?
Oh, it's coming.
All right, so here we go.
You saw that?
So you're going to
It's
see
Twitter.
this. Well,
Right,
people get to see my
Oh,
email.
look at that. Oh, yes. We all have to have a moment of silence so Jeff can show everyone his email, which is already jam-packed. Why do you need this?
No, I cleared it out.
You're so needy.
Wait. Jeff.
Oh, my God.
Can you go back?
No.
I got to remember that's right
We
to
don't
left.
go back. We're always moving forward, Jeff.
Just like the motto of our great state of Wisconsin, forward.
Forward. Yeah, because they couldn't spell five-word.
You know, that's just like going to Five Guys.
Oh, my God.
What happens if it was four guys? I don't know. Anyway.
One less.
So, the movie of...
wait. I got to get IMDb open so I can tell you how long the movie is. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So this is the movie Quarantine. Quarantine. Quarantine.
You can also look at the screen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Wait. Now, if I can... Wait, left to right.
Oh, my God.
It's right
Oh, my
there.
God. Remember, there are people that just listen to the show because they can't stand looking
That's
at
why.
it. So
But that's why I spelled it out loud because if you couldn't see it.
Very helpful. Jeff.
So here we go. It's a 2008 movie, so 8 years into the new millennia. It's rated R. It's an hour and 29 minutes. So if you take 60 plus 29, that's 89 minutes long. Right? I don't know. Anyway,
go.
Okay, but an hour 29, that's a solid movie. We've talked about this week after week. Right in that 1 hour and 30 minutes, that's a solid movie. That's solid.
The best way to decide if a movie's good or not is to check the time on IMDb.
You could, or you can email me and I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right. So this movie has a star-studded cast of people that I really don't know, but I'll tell you who they are. Jennifer Carpenter plays the main character of Angela Vidal. Her cameraman, Steve Harris, his character name on the show is Scott Percival. We have Columbus Short. Now I wonder about that name, Columbus Short. Jay Hernandez. We have a couple other people. We got Jonathan Schlack, Andrew Fischella, Rad. These are some crazy names.
Serbegia.
No, those are some really weird names. I'm done.
Probably the name you should read is Greg German. He was on the
I know
show
that.
Ally
Yes.
McBeal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in that show. But we don't really care.
But Jeff reads names he doesn't know.
Right.
But the guy he does know, he skips.
You know what? If the
This
guy,
is great reviewing going on.
But here's the thing. If the guy was more important, he'd be higher up and I would have got to his name. I had to scroll a little bit, so forget it. So, okay, quarantine. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple things about quarantine that are going to...
I can't wait.
They're going to make sense to me. They're going to make sense to you.
Okay.
They may not make sense to anybody who's listening.
Okay.
So, quarantine, I got a great feeling of this movie. It felt a lot like Blair Witch Hunt Project, which they're hunting witches in the Blair Forest. But here's the thing.
Wait, is that what it is?
Yes. Well, they're not hunting them, but they're just walking around and they're whipping around in there. That was a scary movie, by the way. That movie, don't watch that one alone. But here's the thing. So, Blair Witch Project came out after this. But this has a Blair Witch Project feel, does it not? It does. Because
it's a found footage film.
I like that. I like found footage films. I thought this was... I liked it because it made you feel like you were there.
Okay.
With not even being there, but the thing of it is
very
that...
cinema verite.
Exactly. And a little bit cinema noir. I don't know. I just know the word noir, and I thought that sounded right because it was dark in the movie.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Thank you. See, I'm coming along...
You know, sometimes people call it cinema haunchy.
The haunchies are here in Muskego.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Tim. You have to admit, eight seasons in, I'm getting the hang of this.
Oh, I'm willing to admit
but,
it's a thing.
But now, the motion picture rating, the MPA, rated R for bloody violence and disturbing content, terror, and language. So just know that going into this.
Please read more off the IMDb page.
The genres are horror, sci-fi, and thriller.
Stop it! Stop it!
No.
They know it's a horror film.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. I'm going to try my best not to spoil this, but I believe this is a movie that a person should watch. But I don't think you should watch this without...
that spoiler button? I better get ready.
It's not going to spoil it.
Yeah, okay. Go
ahead.
So
what happens is I have to scroll up to her name again. So what happens is Jenna Carpenter, otherwise known as Jennifer Carpenter, as Angela Vidal.
I have to be ready.
She's a reporter.
Yeah.
And her camera guy, Steve Harris, who plays Scott Percival, they go out and they're doing like a what's on the town type of thing. They're going to follow the LA Fire Department around for the night.
Right.
But little do they know that and it turns out pretty, like the first 20 minutes, they're just hanging out with the fire department.
Yes, they are. For entirely too long.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. We agree, Tim. They hang out with them for a little bit of time, and it takes a little bit of a while. But you know what? It's good because you're walking up the mountain. And that's something I want to tell you about. That this movie is the movie version of the song Stairway to Heaven. Now, hold on. You're going to say, Jeff, how is that possible? Well, the reason why is that you can look down off your glasses. That's fine. But here's why. Listen to the song Stairway to Heaven, and it builds up. It's slow, 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 and then it just starts just rocking out. This movie is going to start out slow, 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 and then it is just going to rock out, and you're going to be like, what am I doing? So here's the thing. They go out on a call. That's the word. They go out on a call with the LA Fire Department, LAFD. So when you see that on the helmets, it's Los Angeles Fire Department, LAFD. They go out and they have to go to this apartment complex. What was that?
That was your phone going off.
That's somebody emailing me right now. Thank you for the email. So I'll get to it in a little bit, but I have to review a movie right now. So they go to this apartment complex, right? Oh, and by the way, I'm getting a Tiffany Shepis vibe off of Jennifer Carpenter.
She does look similar.
Tiffany Shepis could have played this role, and I think it would have been fantastic. Carpenter does a good job, But
Okay.
Shepis, if you're listening, you'd have been fantastic. So, anyways, back to the movie. So back to what
Why
I'm
not?
saying,
Yeah,
and
back to the movie.
I'm not gonna ruin anything. So they go to this apartment complex, and stuff is just going down. You're going in there, it's going down. People are getting bit. People are getting mauled. It's very scary because, again, Tim, it's dark. You're going into a place where it's dark, and whenever you're in a place that's dark, you don't know what's going to happen next. Things could happen, and you don't even know what's happening, and then it happens, and it's like, this is happening. So,
Okay, so when you go in the dark,
yeah,
you don't know if things are happening
Right.
until they happen.
Right.
And when they happen, that means it's happening. That's how you know in the dark if something is happening or not, is if it happens.
exactly.
Okay, I got
That's
it.
what makes this movie so. That's what gives this movie the next level. Because if they had the lights on for this whole thing, you'd be like, oh, there's somebody there, look out, look out, look out. But when it's dark and people are, and things and people and rabious people are coming at you, you don't know what's happening. And the scariest part is the very end. I'm not ruining anything, but the very end is, this movie is, it's a scary movie. It's not scary like you're scared, but you're more like terror.
Do you know the history of this movie?
You're terrorized. There's a history to this?
Yeah.
Are
You know the history of this movie?
Well, obviously I don't if I'm asking you.
Okay. None of these actors have ever been seen after it.
That's not true.
They believe this is real and not an actual.
So here's the thing.
Movie.
I've seen Jay Hernandez before in another movie. Or I saw him in Station 19. So that's the thing that kind of sucked about this. If I would have saw this movie when it first came out, I'd been like, I would have thought this was real.
Now, the real story behind this is it's a remake of a Spanish language film, which is, in my mind, that movie's better than this, but I know you're not going to read subtitles.
No way. Who does that?
Exactly.
Because think about it. If you're reading a movie, you're not really engaged in the movie because your brain is thinking the words and you're not seeing the action. That's what I'm just saying. So
You're just saying that.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
You're saying
but here's
what
the
you're
thing.
saying.
So they go into this apartment complex, and it's very treacherous because they're not let out. You cannot get out. She's in there as a reporter with her cameraman. They're in there with the FD. Wait, no, LAFD. They're in there with all them, and it's just like you think, okay, we're just gonna go in here. But it turns out, I mean, when she left her house that night, she must have been like, hey, I'm just gonna do.
I left my house.
Yep. She's like, I'm gonna do this
night.
this reporting thing. I'm gonna go out to the bars. I'm gonna have a good time. Blah blah blah. She didn't. I mean, she went to this apartment complex, and it was like, we're locked in. Can you just imagine what that'd be like, Tim? You think you're going out to just do one thing, but you're locked in.
Then you're doing something else.
You may not get out because it's dark, and there's a lot of stuff. I want to say I swear, but I'm not gonna. There's a lot of stuff going down. I can only imagine how treacherous that would be. The movie gives you a very anxious feel.
Mm-hmm.
There's not any claustrophobia, but it's very anxious. I mean, throughout the whole movie, I was very anxious for the characters. I was anxious for myself because I'm like, what if I was there? So
what if you were there?
If I tell you, then I'll spoil the movie.
Okay. Well, speaking of the movie,
Really?
do you know what this movie has?
Huh?
It is a Pauly Shore connection.
We're doing that right now?
Good, need findage, bro.
Kind of throwing you off your game.
Okay.
And you're going way too long anyway. So
Really? 15 minutes? Really?
Yeah. It's really amazing. Jennifer
Wow.
Carpenter was in a movie called Dragged Across Concrete, just came out. I hear good things about, by the way. That had a guy by the name of Don Johnson. You know who that is?
Yeah, Miami Vice. Crockett.
Miami Vice. And they were in a movie together called Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. It's based on the character Bucky Larson from Saturday Night Live. And that movie, of course, featured the incredible Pauly Shore.
Cool.
Very talented young man.
I dressed up at Halloween one time as Don Johnson.
Did you?
Yeah, I had on the sport
Did
coat.
you fool anybody? Did they like, oh my God, it's Don Johnson?
No, because I had glasses on.
I honestly,
So it didn't really work.
I honestly thought Nash Bridges was a better show than
Really?
Miami. Yeah.
Come on.
I loved Nash Bridges.
Yeah, of course.
I did. I loved it.
Anyways,
Okay.
back to this movie. This movie is good.
It's good. It's probably time to get that on a number basis. What is your score for the Teen of Quarantine?
The what?
For Quarantine.
Oh, Quarantine, yes. And this is the English version. So listen.
Version.
Do you have a guess?
Do
you have a guess?
Your number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking 7.
Why would you tell me out loud? Now I'll just say something else.
Go ahead.
No, this is definitely an 8 movie.
An 8?
This movie is.
I'm surprised.
The reason why this movie is so good, and Tim is knocking it out of the park, and he doesn't even know he's doing it. Yep. Because these movies.
When you're this talented and this good looking.
These movies he's been giving me movies that have an actual story to them, and this has got a story to it. This is a damn.
It does.
Tim, this is a damn good movie. You did a great job with this movie.
It has a lot of action. I thought, I could have had a 9 in this movie if I would have taken some software and injected a flamethrower into a sequence.
Or a breast.
Yes. Those are the two things that would have put it over the top for Jeffy.
But honestly, an 8, I think this is a really good movie. And I mean,
wow.
It's very good. I liked it a lot.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it an 8.
Really?
I would give it a 7. I like Wreck quite a bit.
Wreck? Like what? Parks and Rec?
That is the Spanish language version of this film.
Why? Because you can read it. Honestly, Tim, okay, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but when you're reading a movie, how do you keep track of what's going on?
Okay, remember the character at the end.
Yes.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
That character is so much more freaky in Wreck. It destroys you. And as you know, in that scene, there's very little talking.
Don't spoil it.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. But okay, just be honest with me. I mean, I know that
what? You know what? I'm gonna lie to you. It's an hour 46 minutes, sir.
What is?
Just lied to you.
No,
I lied. I know it's 129. How do you not remember?
It's 129. But here's the thing, though, Tim. But how do you? Okay, just explain to me.
Yes.
The dullard that I am.
Yes.
Explain to me. Watching a movie that you have to read, don't you miss out on what's going on up at the top?
And that's one of the reasons I didn't give this one to you, because it's such a shaky cam movie. It's an extremely difficult subtitle watch. There are some movies that are really good.
How do you
subtitle watches.
And how do you read fast enough?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't sound out each word, if that helps.
Stop it. Stop it. All right, so here's the thing.
No, like, there are some languages where they talk so dang fast, those things are popping up there, and you're like, what the heck?
Right.
Spanish is one of them. Japanese sometimes is. But sometimes Japanese is just fine. Korean is excellent. Korean's excellent. Russian's pretty good.
Now,
but
would you rather watch a movie?
All these horribly just nationalistic things.
Would you rather watch a movie where you have to read the subtitles, okay, or a movie where the lips are off because they've dubbed in the English?
I'm actually a fan of dubbing.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate those.
I do like a good dub. I do enjoy, because it opens up movies to dullards like you that don't want to read a subtitle. No, I'm actually being serious. I understand people that say, I don't want to watch a subtitle movie. I understand it.
Yeah.
I enjoy those movies sometimes, but there are times where I actually want to watch a movie and it be kind of like radio, where I can do other stuff during it if I'm not really that interested in the film. Dubbing can help you in that. I have a couple of these Russian horror sci-fi things I've watched that were dubbed, and they were fantastic. They were weird because it was Russian, but they were fantastic.
But is the mouth way off? I mean, that makes
Russian,
a difference.
they can do pretty well, because everybody has a beard. And the rhythms are similar to English. Like Japanese, they're never going to get those rhythms right.
No,
they're just not going.
You've watched Squid Games.
Yes.
I watched Squid Games, and I got past it.
You watched it dubbed, though.
Right.
There's no way you watched it subtitled.
No, are you kidding me? Well, but it was subtitled, but it was also dubbed.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, I got past it because I wanted to watch it and all that.
Right.
But the cadence and the mouth is just off. Did you actually enjoy that part of it?
Sure. I'm fine.
Really?
I'm fine. As you all know, I am such a forgiving type of person.
You deal with me for 8 seasons.
So filled with love for my fellow man. Okay.
Quarantine, good movie. Go out and watch it. I didn't spoil any of it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you actually did pretty good. I was proud of you.
Yeah, you cut me at 15 minutes. I probably would have spoiled it by now.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. All right. Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Sports.
Get her going.
Yeah, get her done.
Rocket!
See, stop. Hey, should I read my email real quick? Because I think I got
Why?
an email from somebody.
Okay, go ahead.
But no, that's okay, though. I'll read it during the time that you know what I'll do? I'll dub it in. I won't be talking, but it'll come out. Here, Jeff Miller, Sports Department.
Oh, you do know who you are. Okay.
And then, where's my do I have my email again?
Would you get going?
Do I have a separate email for my sports?
No.
All right. Anyways, here's...
I forwarded it over, Jeff. Okay?
I'm Jeff Miller, and this is the sports that I know.
Okay, here we go.
The Brewers won today. The Brewers won. They won. They beat Craig Counsell and the Cubs. They took the series 3 games to 1. They won today 6-4. And the Brewers are now up on the Cubs in the American League. Wow, no, the National League Central, 5.5 games. That's fantastic. See you, Craigie. And then let's see what else is going on. Oh, just remember this. When you go to a Cubs-Brewers game, you can't spell Counsell with a couple L's. You know what I know? You know what I know. Next thing is that the Timberwolves are taking on the Dallas Mavericks again tonight in Minnesota, trying to get to this is game 5. So
hockey?
No, that's basketball. They're trying to. Dallas is up 3 games to 1. Minnesota's trying to make a series of this. We'll see. Boston has already won their half of the NBA Finals.
Okay.
Hockey is a lot going on. The Admirals, they have moved on to.
I know that one. There we go.
They have moved on to the semifinals. They're playing. I don't know. Place out in California, and they lost last night. They lost last night 2-1. So they have another game tomorrow night, and then they come home. Hopefully they'll split it up before they come back. They'll have 1 win, 1 loss. And and I play tonight. I got another ball game tonight. I play.
This is an actual picture of Jeff.
That should be me tonight. I played last week. I had a couple hits.
Two hits.
Yep, drove in a run, scored a
in
run.
a run.
We'll see tonight. My prediction tonight is I'll get 2 more hits tonight. I'll be very moderate. 2 more hits.
All right.
And you know what? That's it. That's Jeff Miller, and that's the sports I know.
All right. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Thanks, Tim.
It's time now.
Merch.
Wow. Yes,
the merch money.
Oh, you're gonna compete in the lucky shirt again?
No. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You wore it last week.
Absolutely. I don't.
Oh my gosh, it's a thing now.
I don't clean clothes when I do well, so I'm sitting in clothes from last week.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's not much of a problem. Okay.
Where is it?
There it is.
There's a new merch in town.
Let's make some merch money.
Look at this sexy thing. You could be wearing this on a shirt very soon. It's our new merch. Get your Get On the Bases merch right now, and you can
open it up Muskego style.
Farmore, baby.
I hadn't played Farmore in a bit for you.
I like Farmore. I was Employee of the Month once there.
Yeah, you tell us that each time I do this.
I did. I was almost Employee of the Year.
You know what's coming soon?
What?
Our new segment.
What's that?
It's an old segment, but I changed it around a little. There you go.
Is it something about me?
Ladies and gentlemen, Quarter Realm. See, I got the date correct now. 280 days.
Is that really the right week of it? I don't know, Tim.
It's correct.
Okay.
I did this part, so it's right. Jeez.
280 days. I don't even think I can wait that long.
Well, you're going to have to, Jeff. Horror Rome is coming around the mountain when it comes. I do hear there are guest announcements coming between this date and March. There will be guest announcements sometime in there.
Tim,
Why?
you're killing me, man.
Have I?
Yes. Can I make some requests?
Oh, God. They're not going to get Salma Hayek.
I don't want her.
We've talked about...
I'm past
You
her.
don't want her? I'll take her.
I'm past her.
I'll take her.
I'm past her.
You're not a pastor.
I'm past
You're
her.
just a... Okay.
I think we should get Alexandria Daddario.
Of course you do.
She was in the Mayfair Witches.
Yeah, and she was in Texas Chainsaw
3D.
2002?
She's in 3D.
I think it was 2002. I actually haven't watched that particular one.
I have.
You did?
No, I didn't.
I didn't think so. All right. Well, now that we're done with Jeff lying about what movies he's seen, why don't we talk about a movie I was forced to see at gunpoint? That would be BASEketball.
Before we start this,
Before I start ripping into this film.
Have you seen this movie before?
I have.
Okay, great.
Okay, because in 1998, Trey Parker and Matt Stone were about as hot as anybody could be from a standpoint of being popular and all that. South Park was pretty much at its peak at the time. The headline on this is that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are the stars. Trey Parker and Matt Stone is what they sold the movie on. Trey Parker and Matt Stone were the sensibilities that everybody expected that were going to be in this, and they actually altered the script to kind of fit them. The fact of the matter is, though, when you watch this movie, this is a Jerry Zucker movie. He directed it, he wrote it. For those that don't know, Jerry Zucker is one of a trio that made the movie Airplane.
Airplane.
There was the two Zucker brothers, Jerry being one of them, and Jim Abrams, if memory serves. And they went on to make their movies. I think Jerry is the one that did not make Ghost. It was his brother that made the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze. And
that wasn't
Demi
a comedy,
Moore.
though.
It wasn't, but it was a Zucker brother film.
All right.
There we go. Okay. At the time this was made, South Park was red hot. It was early in its run. Before everybody just said, oh, it's the other Simpsons. Everyone was hitching their trailer to these guys. No one, including them, would have had any clue they were still going to be around, almost 25 years later.
No kidding.
You know, it is surprising. I'm going to say this. The movie has a good script. Good music on the soundtrack. Parker and Stone are good in their roles. And I even like Squeak, that little miniature human that they parade around. I even liked him. Now, every woman that is showcased in this movie is from smoking hot to absolutely freaking gorgeous. And I'm talking the cheerleader, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they followed the Zucker brothers and Abrams rules. There's a couple of rules that they made as part of Airplane where you don't have a joke on joke. What they mean by that is if you have some exposition happening in the foreground, you make a joke happen in the background. If the joke is going to be in the foreground, you don't put something funny in the background. So they do that. Like, there's one exposition scene, and it's like, this would be very boring, except for Squeak is getting, like, destroyed in the background. He's just getting messed up beyond belief. It seems like it's right, but this movie bombed majorly in the theaters. And I watched it. I did laugh a few times, which for a comedy, that's what it's supposed to do. But why can't I give it a high grade? I just can't. And here's I've done, as you know, I went to the lab.
You're killing me.
I ran some experiments.
You're killing me.
I did my research. Something is not quite coming together. The story is actually based on a game Jerry Zucker created on his driveway with his friends in real life. It is a typical story of a rich benefactor that leaves the team to Trey, and they have to win the big game to keep the team. Surprisingly, no drug use. As a typical subplot of raising money for some sick kids. I mean, really, how on the nose could it be? They're raising money for sick kids. It's a typical storyline. It's really all you needed for this type of movie. Yasmine Bleeth is gorgeous in it. Now, take a look at the poster. You have Jennifer McCarthy front and center.
Hell yeah.
What she got? 5 minutes, 8 minutes of screen time in the movie?
Who was a bigger name, though, at the time? Her. Playmate of the
I
Year?
don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Yasmine Bleeth was the star of Baywatch, and if you remember, Baywatch was friggin' huge
I know,
in the
but
90s.
Jenny McCarthy was all over the place in movies and everything. She was all over the place.
I don't know. Well, they
All right.
hardly use her. Then they should have put her in that role. They didn't.
All right.
I honestly think they waste McCarthy.
But
Because now we look back and yeah, she's a beautiful woman, but she can do comedy, and
If
she
you-
actually was, not horrid.
if you flip-flop her with Yasmine Bleeth,
Yeah.
does Yasmine Bleeth pull off the whole position that she is? I mean, being the sex person.
Honestly,
I mean,
yeah.
I think the blonde
being
pulls
the
it off
beautiful, being the beautiful surviving widow of a very rich man, I would say, yeah, you could
I
do
don't know.
that.
All
Because
right.
there really wasn't much to that part.
better. Okay, all right.
And that was the shame of it.
Okay.
And Yasmine Bleeth, she played this about as vanilla as you could get. I was going, ice, ice, baby.
Really?
Ice, ice, baby.
Right around
Kind
the
of was
time.
so vanilla. I was like, come on. Get a little bit of personality in it. And I think they actually, if she tried, they probably stopped her. Because,
Really? All right.
because I don't think that's what it's all about. Now, I know you guys hate it when we do this, but I am going to talk about Milwaukee. Because
Love Milwaukee.
this movie is about the BASEketball team, the Bears, which are in Milwaukee, according to this. In fact, if you look at the cover art over here, you will see the first Wisconsin building,
Really?
which is now, what do they call it?
Really?
First Star? That's
Where?
it, right there.
Huh.
But if you watch like the press conference, I saw WISN and WCGV mic flags on there. They reference Milwaukee quite a bit. If you're wondering why, do you know why?
No.
Because the two Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams grew up in Shorewood.
Okay.
They grew up in Shorewood, as they say, under the light of the Polish moon, which is the Allen Bradley clock.
Which is the second largest four-faced clock in the world?
Correct. They went to, I believe, UW-Madison, and they might have even been involved in The Onion getting started there.
Could be.
I can't remember. They did start something called Kentucky Fried Theater, which became the Kentucky Fried Movie.
Which is
later
very
on.
funny.
That is a funny movie, and it has lots of karate in it, thus making it sports. Anyway,
Ooh.
you don't even. I
Season
have to
9.
hand you movies. Look at this.
Season 9, baby.
Okay. Robert Vaughn is in this movie. He does a great job as kind of mustache twirling, crotch cradling pus satchel of a villain. His dry reaction shots.
Who's Robert?
Robert Vaughn. Oh my God. You probably know him from lawyer commercials.
Dan Mance.
Because I know how much you love lawyer commercials.
Robert Vaughn.
That's
I know who
him.
that is, yeah.
Yes, he's the man from Uncle. But
I saw that too.
his way of reacting remind me a lot of Margaret Dumont and how she worked with the Marx Brothers.
Okay.
Of just kind of like, just almost not reacting. So we got all the parts, right? We got good cast. There's no soundtrack. There's no music really. There's a couple good songs put in there, but really nothing there. But there's funny parts. I laughed. It just doesn't come together for me. I bet the Zucker brothers also wish they knew what didn't go here, because actually I would love to say, hey, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they never really acted in a movie again after that. Maybe it's their fault. I can't say that.
It's Bob Costas' fault.
Okay.
I'm Bob Costas.
Well, hey, let's talk about some of the cast here.
Let's not talk about Bob Costas because he's a moron.
Let's talk about the Pauly Shore connection. There it is.
Dude, need fundage, bro.
So there is a Pauly Shore connection.
3. I'm going to say 3.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I made sure it went through one of your favorites to get there.
Hell yeah.
The movie Run, Ronnie, Run had Trey Parker and Jack Black. And then
why would you...
Jack Black is in Biodome, which gets us to Pauly Shore. I know you just love Jack Black.
Oh, my gosh.
So totally worth it to make that connection.
If you put Jack Black, Bob Costas, and Craig Counsell in the same room, I don't even know what I would do.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the actors in this film.
Jack Black.
We're going to start with Trey Parker, who, even though Parker and Stone are kind of partners all the time, he is the bigger star of the two. Is he really? His first movie that he wrote and was involved in was, in fact, Cannibal the Musical. And it's a trauma film. It's not terrible. I want to hate it. I can't. It's okay. Now he gets a single credit, which is a 2.7% on his score.
All right.
Matt Stone, his partner, he is a complete and utter loser because he was uncredited on the movie Cannibal. He was not allowed to put his name on, even though a lot of people say that was the beginning of their writing partnership, and he probably should have been.
Wait a second.
credited.
So you're giving Trey Parker credit, and he wasn't even actually in it? He just wrote it?
Yeah, he just wrote it. Yeah.
I don't know if I give him credit for that.
I think he did have a cameo.
Okay.
I think he did. Because it did come up under actor, so it must have done something.
Okay,
here.
all right.
Now let's talk about my girl Yasmin. Yasmin, a complete and utter loser, because I am not going to count her cameo on Baywatch Nights, which was kind of like the Monster Mash version of Baywatch. It was a total joke. I'm not giving her any points, so she doesn't get any points. Jenny McCarthy, who is now Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg, she actually has 2 legit credits. She was in Scream 3 and Python.
Okay.
Python's not a great movie, but it's legitimately a horror film, and she was in it. Ernest Borgnine, who plays the benefactor, he has a staggering 210 credits. He only has 4 horror credits, but he has a very memorable role in the seminal horror movie Willard, which at some point you're going to get to see.
So
that's a great movie.
You have to mention Escape from New York.
That's not technically a horror film. It is a John Carpenter film.
Okay.
But I think most people will tell you that's a sci-fi film.
All right.
So I'm torn. I don't think it does the horror entirely. Thriller, certainly. Action movie, certainly.
Yeah, I was trying to get a point.
Good try to steal a point. Robert Vaughn.
Who's he?
The man from Uncle that I talked about earlier. When he's not doing commercials for lawyers or actively being dead, he made actually more movies than Ernest Borgnine, or he has more credits. Yeah. 231, but he had 14 horror credits. A lot of TV movies late in his life. He was in Chud 2. He was in Virus. Those are, I guess, semi-well-known horror films. And he, very much like Ernest Borgnine, one of my favorite credits from him is actually a low-budget sci-fi movie called Battle Beyond the Stars.
Okay.
And he plays basically the same character he played in The Magnificent Seven, but a space version of it.
Okay.
His character's name was Gelt.
Gelt.
A mercenary. Gelt is the German word for money. Bob Costas, who I know you love.
Boo.
Well, you get to say it. He's a total loser. However, he is also in the Hall of Fame. What movie that we've done is Bob Costas in?
I don't even know. Days of Thunder?
Yeah, I went all the way back to last week. He was in Moneyball. And,
man.
of course, we're going to bring up
DP.
Dan Patrick, who you know.
I love him.
Do you think he has any horror credits?
Nope.
You would be incorrect. I'm taking a point.
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. He actually does have one horror credit. It was Hubie Halloween, which is a horror comedy
Adam Sandler
that
movie.
Adam Sandler made.
That's not a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
You know what? I should get a point
No, you should not.
for doing this. So
For
I was
doing what?
so I
For
was
showing up.
no. I saw so back in my radio days.
Oh my
I
God.
was at a wedding with Dan Patrick, and it was actually his brother that got married, who was the general manager of our radio station.
Right.
So I was at the Milwaukee Athletic Club downtown, and we were doing the alligator down the dance floor. So what you did is you basically just went on your stomach and you just went running and slid right into your stomach across the dance floor. So I alligatored with.
You know what I would
alligated
do?
with Dan Patrick.
I would actually make a trench if I did that.
I
There
alligated
would
with
be a trench.
Dan Patrick. So if you ever call his show, ask him about alligatoring.
That is something that I will not be doing, but I thank you for talking about that. Okay, so we are going to go to the grades.
What did you give it?
I am going to give this a 6. I wanted to give it more.
You can still, if you want. You can
I
change it.
wanted to give it more, but I have given some of yours higher scores.
You
than
have
I should
never done that.
I kind of have. But here's my thing. I want to like this movie more than I did. And I did laugh. Usually in a comedy,
Yeah.
if I laugh, which I'm not an easy laugher.
He's true. This is true.
films. I just can't give it any more because I didn't like it entirely. On paper, it looks like a movie I should like. I think what happened
What was it
is
missing?
they attempted a lot of jokes that didn't land. And because there was such a preponderance of failed jokes in there, that the jokes that did land, I was like, yeah, but you're digging yourself out of a hole, pal. You know? So I think that's what happened. But it's a shame because I do like a lot of people that are in it and all that.
It's amazing that you gave that the same scores you gave the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
I'm not sure that's true.
Go back and check the tape.
I might do that just to tick you off. But you know what it's time for? It's your favorite time of the show. It's trivia time!
Here's the thing, Tim. I'm under
Here's
so
the
much
thing.
pressure, and
Oh, it's going to be painful. Do you want to go first or shall I?
no, I want to.
You want to go first? Okay.
You mean ask
now
you
let's remind everybody. He's going to read 3 statements. One of them is a big old fat lie, and I have to guess what the big old fat lie he tells me is.
Okay.
Here, let me practice here. Okay, I'm ready.
There's so much pressure at this point of the show.
You do this to yourself.
Well, no, it's because I started out
Go,
so crappy.
go.
I don't want to go. Just hold on. I got to take a breather. And if you look at this,
This man never looks at the clock. Okay.
It's only week 1 and 2 that hurt me this whole season.
Yeah, but you really
A
suck.
2. What did I give you for first week for 2? I don't know. Anyways, here we go.
There were some terrible ones that Raquel Welch one was the 4.
Yeah.
I forget what 2 was. It was terrible.
All right, here we go, Tim.
Yeah.
You ready, buddy?
Now that you got me mad, go ahead.
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
Attended Southern Illinois University on a softball scholarship, but it was removed when she posed for Playboy.
Okay.
This movie is actually based off of a real-life game. David Zucker invented it at his home.
That I know.
And you might know. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has more acting credits than Jenny McCarthy.
Wow, that one's actually really interesting. I wonder how close that is. That because both of them have been stunt cast. Usually,
What does that mean?
They kind of just show up for one scene and you go, "Oh, it's her," and then gone. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has done a lot. Are you saying he did more? Say the last
Kareem
one
Abdul-Jabbar has more acting credits than Jenny McCarthy.
Okay, I'm gonna actually believe that because he has a lot of 5-minute thing. Oh, it's Kareem. So what was the first one again?
The first one was Jenny McCarthy attended SIU, Southern Illinois University, on a softball scholarship, but it was removed when she posed for Playboy.
Well, she's blonde and blue-eyed. She can't be from Southern Illinois. I'm gonna say that's the lie.
She's from Illinois, Tim.
Well, that's not what I'm saying is the lie. I'm saying what you said is a lie. The first one is a lie.
What about the one about David Zucker inventing the game and his...
I know that. In fact, I made that. That was part of my
I know.
review.
I know. And when I
ass
saw
clown.
that, I'm like,
Wait. Why did you
can
put
take
that
that
in there?
back. What you just called me, you can take that back.
Or I can call you Craig Counsel.
No, you just take it back.
You Craig Counsel you.
Don't take
No,
it
hold
on.
on. I've been working on my
because-
insult game.
Because
Hold on.
that's not really nice.
Semi-brainless, sap-sucking bocce ball licker. You like that one?
Wow.
Or how about mouth-breathing, urine-drinking mollusk?
Don't like that one either.
You know, okay, we'll keep going. Sex-grazed, blood-sucking leech.
I'll take that one.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one you
But
get.
take back what you said.
I forgot what I said.
It was a bad one, but that's all
Ass
right.
clown?
Yeah.
Okay. I take back ass clown, and I see sex-crazed, blood-sucking leech.
Fine.
You're welcome.
Fine. Anyways,
You cannot use these. These are mine.
I would never use those because I would never insult you.
How do you like this one? You like that one? Bottom-sucking bra sodomizer.
I don't know what the last word means, but all right.
I'll explain it to you later.
All right. Anyways, so you're saying that Jenny McCarthy one is the lie that she did.
I'm gonna say it is, but it's
You don't
between
think-
1 and 3.
Well,
I know
it's up to
between
you. I
1
mean,
and
do you
3.
think Kareem was in more movies?
I'm sticking with 1
Really?
because you're
Really?
trying so hard to talk me out of it.
Really?
So I know I'm right. I'm already hovering my finger.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think? What do you think the difference between the movies credits are?
I'm gonna say less than 10.
60-52.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, those are both much higher than I thought.
60-52. I'm like,
I thought
holy
we were
man.
gonna look at 30-40.
No.
Okay.
60-52. I'm like, I'm gonna
I'm
get
pretty.
it myself.
I'm happy I got that one because that was tough.
Do you think if I
that
had a
was
better driveway question than one about inventing the game, if that would have been a legit question, would I have got you?
I don't know.
Ah, man.
I don't know.
Here it pops up in your trivia. and
Well,
your thing.
you know what? I've been a fan of the Zuckers and Jim Abrams a long time.
All right.
I have. In fact, remember when they made a lot of those kind of like airplane movies and
Yeah.
all of them were terrible?
Yeah.
They did make some of those, but one of them they made I think was absolutely great. Superhero movie. It's like a version of Spider-Man. It's so funny.
Really?
And it shouldn't be, but it's funny. I hate saying it out loud that
It's
I
called
like that movie.
Superhero Movie.
Superhero movie. I got it laying around
I'll have to look it up.
some frickin' place. Okay, quarantine. Are you ready?
I am ready for quarantine.
I have my items here. I'm making sure you're not looking at chat
I'm
rooms.
not. I
Okay.
got everything closed.
Here we go. Jennifer Carpenter, who is the lead.
Yes.
I am going to allow you to look at IMDb so you can see her face.
What a good friend.
I am.
I would never
You gotta click the right tab.
But I would never call you a name like you called me. That's terrible.
Okay, you want one of these?
No, we're good. We're
We
good.
got.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Jennifer Carpenter, the lead, is actually John Carpenter's daughter.
Oof.
Second one, Jennifer Carpenter, again, is a main character on the horror TV show Dexter. And just to mix it up a little bit, Jay Hernandez, who is kind of like the main fire guy.
Yeah, dies.
He also has a horror pedigree. I thought you said you weren't going to spoil. Jay Hernandez also has a horror pedigree and was the lead in Hostel. The movie
I saw Hostel. Wait a second. I saw Hostel.
I know you saw Hostel, which is why I used
Wait a second.
why that question.
So you
is
got to
there.
give me a second here. I saw Hostel, and then what was the one that I saw about? Is that the one where they go to the beach and it's got the guy who's married to the girl from Black Eyed Peas, Jay Dunham or something?
I'm not going to help you any further than I already
Hostel,
have.
shit.
This is a trick by you that you often employ. Again, Jennifer Carpenter, the lead, is John Carpenter's daughter.
Now wait a second.
Jennifer Carpenter is a main character in the horror TV show Dexter. Jay Hernandez was the lead in Hostel.
So I did see Hostel, and then the movie that I'm thinking about is called Turista. And I saw both of those movies. And Turista is the
They're
one.
very similar.
Yes. But Turista is the one with the guy who's married to the chick from Black Eyed Peas, Fergie.
And that isn't going to help you.
No, because that's a whole different thing. But
It's a
Hostel.
different movie.
Now, in the movie Hostel, there was a scene where they took a picture of someone, and they're like, but wait, that's not the same, like, castle in the
I
background.
wonder how many minutes long
So,
Hostel is.
just hold on a second now. I saw both these movies.
Hold on,
I
wait
just
a
don't want to
minute.
get them mixed up.
Okay. We're going to give you some time
Could
to
you
work
give me?
on that.
Could you give me?
No.
Could you please repeat question 3?
3. Jay Hernandez also has a horror pedigree and was the lead in Hostel.
The
Now
lead.
a little music to think about.
Now listen. Hold on a second. Hey, yup. Listen. Hey, yup. Listen. Hey, yup. Listen. Now listen. Hold on a second. Wait. Now listen. Hold on a second. Listen. Hey, yup. Now listen. Hold on a second.
There it is.
Okay, so now when you say lead,
Yeah.
he'd be like the Jennifer Carpenter of this. He'd be like
Right.
the main guy in the movie.
Right.
So he was in there. God, Tim, I cannot picture him in that movie, but I think it's right. What's going on? What's buzzing?
That's your phone again.
Yeah, okay. That's
Stop.
probably,
It's the emails are just piling up, Jeff.
okay, so this is what I'm going to say. The
You're
thing
going to say
about
it with your mouth.
the
yeah,
thing
go
about
on.
Jennifer Carpenter being what? John Carpenter's daughter or mistress? Daughter?
Daughter.
Okay, that's too low hanging fruit for me. That's going to be the false one.
That's the false one.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. People, remember what you watch on the movies because you'll remember the answers to the questions. I hit that. There we go.
Good job. Good job. I thought
Did you
I
really
might
think I was
catch
going to do that? You think I was going to think that she was a daughter? Come on.
I thought you were going to fall for anything I threw at you.
Nope.
Just letting you know.
Was he the lead in the movie?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yes, and
I-
he's good in that movie.
Are you surprised
I'm
that I saw
not
the
a
movie
huge
Hostel?
fan of the film.
Are you surprised I saw that movie?
Not really.
Are you surprised I saw Turista?
Not really. Those were real big at a certain time, and it seemed like everybody was watching.
And they had
them.
boobs in them.
So let's take a look at the scorecard because
Didn't
we're
help me this
almost
week.
over
Didn't help me
time.
this week. Didn't help me.
It was tight. I don't know if you're mathematically eliminated
No, I'm
yet.
11 points back. I can do it in 2 weeks.
I think you can pull it off. And I know there are a number of people that are cheering you on in the chat room right now.
Is there really?
Hoping, sure. So that's all
Did
happening
you get that one
right now.
too? Look at
And-
merit signs. There's signs of life.
Oh my
He
god.
got one right. Yay. Did you get that one right too?
Okay.
No one's
Here we
asking.
go. Really? Wow, that's a shock. Okay, so let's go to what's coming up next week here on that show of shows, Dead on the Bases. So, Jeff, you want to start
Yeah.
off by telling me about this little indie film that you're giving me?
ROCKY.
Oh, thank you for spelling
Similar to YMCA, but it's ROCKY. It's not about the mountain range. It's about a boxer, Rocky Balboa. The Italian Stallion, the underdog story, the movie that got Sylvester Stallone an Academy Award. Tim, you have an Academy Award winning movie that you're going to watch next week.
Well, they can't all be winners. And the next one is going to be Cujo, who you have seen the star of. And I'm not talking about the doggy. I'm talking about the mommy, Dee Wallace, at the Liz Tour Room. Cujo, in my mind...
In your mind.
In my mind, it's maybe the second best Stephen King adaptation. My favorite is Salem's Lot, which is way too long. I won't be giving that to you. It's like 4 hours. But this movie is extremely good.
Can I give you my favorite adaptation?
Hold on. If you say Shawshank Redemption, I'm going to puke.
He did that one too?
Yeah.
No, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh my God.
That movie's awesome. Give me that movie.
My
You're going to get
God.
11 for that one.
Oh my God.
Cujo.
Do you know he was so coked up during the making of that movie, he mostly doesn't remember it?
He should have been coked up for these other ones too. Because Maximum Overdrive is here. Everything else is a little bit... No.
A little slippage there. All right, fantastic.
No, I'm looking forward to Cujo.
We're going to have a good week.
Only
We're going to have a good week. And, a little dog abuse is always good.
That's terrible. I got a nice little dog, Tango.
Little. Calling that dog little. It's the size of a sheep.
It's a sheep-a-doodle. Do you want to see a picture of him?
Why would I want to? I see him all the time. In my nightmares. Oh, my God.
You still have to tell us that story still.
What?
Why you don't like dogs.
What movie are we doing next week?
Cujo.
When would it make sense to tell the story?
Oh, next week.
Okay.
Were you trapped in a car?
No.
Okay.
I was not trapped in a car. There was a dog story. Thus, the dog. I'm certain I told you this story.
Can we play I don't remember, but can we play the song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Oh, 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 oh.
No, I think you singing it is enough. I think that's enough. All right. Hey, folks, it's time to close the crypt and call the game.
You're out.
For those of you that love games, go on out to, where is it in New Berlin that you're going to be playing tonight?
I don't know, some ball field.
Oh, my God. Well, if you'd like to see him play, you're the only one. Anyway, he's playing tonight.
Are you going to put an update on
How many hits are you going to get tonight?
Dose 2.
Again?
Yes.
You're not going to stretch and get a 3?
I'm going for 2.
Okay, how many runs are you driving in?
I'm going to say I'm going to drive in 2 runs. I'm going to have
a 2 for 2.
2 hits.
2-2.
And I'm going to drive in 2 runs.
Honestly, that's how you usually arrive here, in a 2-2. Thank you all for watching, and remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com. Put this away. And follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, and other fine places you find podcasts. In fact, I think they're still all working, which is amazing.
They are.
They, like, every other week, I get reboot this. I'm Craig Counsell. Okay.
It's pretty close.
It was pretty close. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's sports, it's a home run. If it's horror, run home! We're dead on the bases, and we'll see you next time.
Otherworldlyculture.com. Brewers are going to the World Series.com. They are.
Jeff is losing his marbles.
No, they're going. They're so going. Tim, this team is so much fun. You have no idea how much fun this team is.
I hear sometimes people have tickets to the game and don't even go.
That's right.
That's what I hear.
That's you.
That's
you
what I hear.
That's right.
Well, it's tomorrow, and I'm not going.
You're not going?
I'm not going.
What time is the game at?
At some time in.
It's a night. It's a 6 o'clock.
I think it's a night game.
It's like 6:20. Could I be Tim Kretschmann?
Yeah, you look exactly like me. They would fall for it completely.
I wear glasses.
Come walking in. Hi, I'm Tim.
Well, here, let me
ask me some horror trivia.
Hey, I'm Tim. Hey, I'm Tim Kretschmann. Hey.
No, yeah, okay. Now whoa, holy cow! I tell you, you're like Rich Little.